In today's lesson, we will finalize the preparation of the dough for our Fior di Cotto. This involves ensuring the dough reaches the perfect consistency and is ready for the next stages of its development, making it ideal for creating the delicious Fior di Cotto that we're aiming for. We'll go through the crucial steps to properly complete this dough, so pay close attention to the details. Recall the crucial temperature, 24 to 25 degrees. For the creation of the dough, I'll refer you back to lesson 3, where we learned how to make our very own dough. In this instance, for the Fior di Cotto, only the hydration changes, increasing up to 75%. I'm about to add some oil to the bowl, making sure to spread it thoroughly along the sides as well, because the dough will now be resting until it has completely doubled in volume. So I lift the bowl. I wet my hands with a little water to prevent the highly hydrated dough from sticking. I'm pulling it out now. You can observe how this dough has 75% hydration, and by incrementally adding water, we achieve a very robust and durable structure, providing it with excellent elasticity. I'm putting the dough into the bowl, and here again, as I always explain with all my dough preparations, we will fold it a bit and then close it. And then we turn our dough over. Now we'll patiently await its doubling in size, which typically requires about 60 minutes of resting time. In this case, I only gave it one initial fold to form our dough. In the event that there are issues with the hydration, resulting in a somewhat softer dough, at this very moment, we can, through strategic folding techniques, impart greater tenacity to our dough. How precisely do we achieve this? You should apply one fold every 10 minutes for a maximum of 2 folds. This means that for a slightly weaker dough, or one where we were unable to properly incorporate the water, we can perform these folds. Just do a couple, about 10 minutes apart from each other. Once our dough is prepared in the bowl, the initial proofing starts. This resting stage takes approximately 1 hour, or until our dough has fully doubled in size. From there, we'll divide and shape it, but we'll see that later. I always remind you to leave the dough at room temperature. The duration of this resting period can fluctuate based on the seasons, such as between summer and winter. It's key to maintain it between 24 and 26 degrees. So we need to locate a specific spot within our kitchen that can consistently maintain that precise temperature. Another idea for the winter season could be the oven, turned off but with the light on. This creates a sort of proofing box inside. Our Fior di Cotto dough for the pan recipe is all prepared. It has fully doubled in size, meaning approximately 60 minutes have elapsed. During the winter months, or when the ambient temperature is cooler, we can extend the resting time even up to 90 minutes, which is an hour and a half. The crucial part is ensuring the dough has properly doubled when you divide it. So what exactly am I going to do? I'm going to take a bit of semolina and I'll use it to dry the upper part, which is the most moist. I'll tear the scale and utilize this very system to meticulously weigh my dough. So I'm going to gather the dough ball with my hands, I'll break it apart, and then effectively place it on top. I will proceed to form dough balls, each weighing approximately 250 grams, which will then serve the purpose of adequately filling a baking pan that measures 20 centimeters in diameter. Once I've made the dough ball, I'll leave it here for a second and move on to the others, so I'll break off another piece. I always use the top part of my dough and place it underneath. Now for the central section, I'm slowly bringing the dough towards the center and then set it down. I'll repeat the same process, continuing to flip the dough, ensuring the moist side remains on top. Then, I'll gradually gather the entire dough mass from the edges inward toward the center, effectively forming a compact little bundle. Starting from here, I'll essentially complete the shaping of my dough balls, place them down, and gradually begin to develop their strength. Just like that, oil in my baking pan. For this recipe, I'm using a lightweight pan. Lightweight, made of light aluminum. So, I'll take a brush and meticulously spread the oil across the bottom and up the sides, ensuring the entire surface is gently and thoroughly greased. Then, I will place my dough ball inside. Just like that. And here I'm adding a bit more oil. This will prevent the dough from sticking to the pan because I'm going to start pressing it down right now, immediately. I'm working specifically with the dough ball. So I'll gently press it, making sure the dough extends completely to the edges of the baking pan. I'll begin with the first one, then I can also allow it to rest for around 10 minutes and subsequently proceed to stretch it. I'll press it again. After approximately 10 minutes have passed, we can then proceed to continue stretching it out. So once the dough has had a chance to fully relax after its rest, I'll gently and steadily work with my fingertips, pushing the dough outwards until it perfectly reaches the very edge of the baking pan. From this point, if necessary, we can allow it to rest for an additional 10 minutes and then proceed with the stretching. Once we have stretched out our base, then it's time for the ultimate proofing, and that will be lasting for about 3 to 4 hours. In this particular instance, we're going to proceed by sealing our baking pans using either plastic film or appropriate covers. Once it's prepared, we'll then proceed to bake everything inside the oven. Our Fior di Cotto dough has now fully doubled in size and has been carefully spread into the baking pan. Now it's time for baking. A drizzle of oil, and we'll make some holes to get an even rise during the first phase of baking. I will also be utilizing some ice. I've already placed a baking pan in the oven to preheat alongside it, and into this pan I will insert several ice cubes. Specifically, 5 or 6 ice cubes are needed to generate humidity, ensuring that this moist element condenses directly onto my focaccia. This method is crucial to encourage it to fully expand and achieve an even greater rise while baking in the oven. A light drizzle of oil, and for that purpose I'll directly create holes using just my fingers. And then I'll start baking. The ice is ready and we'll go straight into the oven. Our Fior di Cotto pizza base will cook at 230 degrees for approximately 15 minutes, positioned on the middle level of our oven. Our Fior di Cotto recipe base is now fully prepared and ready to go. While our Fior di Cotto base was baking, I went ahead and prepared all the ingredients: the smoked provola cheese, the already sliced cooked ham, then we'll add some Dijon mustard, Gaeta black olive powder, and some fresh zucchini flowers. We'll finish it all off with some squacquerone cream. I'll open the focaccia base because this recipe actually calls for a double filling. One portion in the center with the remaining ingredients layered on top. What am I going to put at the heart of this? This smoked provola cheese placed directly onto the hot focaccia. Then I'll incorporate the cooked ham. This way, it will complete its cooking process directly within the oven, ensuring a perfect finish. It's one of the finest cured meats suitable for cooking. It's truly versatile, harmonizing with numerous recipes, and it boasts a notable sweetness that will be ideal for this dish. Next, I'll complete this by incorporating some Dijon mustard, placing it straight onto the cover of my focaccia. The Dijon mustard will introduce a tangy note, creating a delightful contrast with the intrinsic sweetness of the cooked ham. I'll close it and place it directly into the oven for 5 minutes at 180 degrees, ensuring no humidity. This is crucial because we need to thoroughly dry it and make our Fior di Cotto wonderfully crispy. Our Fior di Cotto's final bake is underway, 5 minutes at 180 degrees. I've taken out the baking pan where I had placed ice during the initial baking phase, as at this point we need to ensure our pizza becomes incredibly crunchy. Consequently, we don't require any moisture. Rather, we aim to thoroughly dry our product. Ready now. Our Fior di Cotto is prepared and ready to be sliced. Here. The crunch is essential here, so I'll begin by cutting it first in half. I'm going to show you how it looks inside. What a great result. And then I'm going to proceed to slice it into individual wedges. I'll cut the other half as well. And we're going to we're going to assemble our scrumptious Fior di Cotto pizza. Afterwards, I will carefully apply a delightful squacquerone cream directly onto its surface. Next, our zucchini blossoms beneath the wedge. From here, we'll finish it with some Gaeta black olive powder. They truly possess this very important stability. A sprinkle of black pepper. And finally, some olive oil. Our Fior di Cotto pizza is ready. A crispy double-layer crust with a heart of cooked ham, smoked provola cheese, zucchini flowers, Gaeta olive powder, pepper, and extra virgin olive oil. Beyond the initial idea, the Fior di Cotto, here we have a bresaola recipe. I took a classic recipe from the 90s. This was one of the first gourmet pizzas of that era, which had arugula, and arugula was put on everything, but then it was topped with thinly sliced bresaola and Parmesan shavings. So what exactly did I do here? I finely chopped the arugula to make a coarse pesto and then layered it over the focaccia base. A Parmesan cream, the bresaola, some broken walnuts, and extra virgin olive oil. And please remember, bresaola should never be cooked. With the cooked ham, we've concluded this lesson. Now I'll hand it over to Francesca, because she will prepare a recipe for a proofed product with another important ingredient, mortadella.